We're in the Mobile, Alabama hotel that houses the entire Chiefs coaching staff and scouting staff with head coach Todd Haley. On Monday when we got here, you brought all the staff into one of these meeting rooms in this hotel. Can we say that that's kind of the unofficial start to 2011?
Yeah, you could say that. You know, we're the season never ends. You know, our regular season or our playoff season ended here not too long ago, but because we went a week into the off season, so to speak, we're behind. So just trying to get caught up. Great time for our scouts to bring our coaching staff up to speed on the players and where they have them to this point in this process. And you know, we had a meeting, like you said, where we went through a bunch of the guys that are out there this week and just trying to get it right.
What is that catch-up process like for the coaches? Obviously, from July until, well, it was January this year, you're focused on winning games on Sundays. There's probably a little bit of film session, I would assume, on some Saturdays of college guys, but probably haven't been able to really dive into it until right now, I would assume.
Yeah, I think, Josh, for the most part, what we're seeing on these players up until this point is just like you said, it's a Saturday afternoon in a hotel, you know, on the road, wherever we're playing, you know, and you're watching the games that are on the network. But now we'll get into the draft eligible players, and we'll spend, you know, once we get back to Arrowhead, we'll spend half our days on Kansas City Chiefs and cut-ups and playbook and those types of things, and the other half of the day on the draft, and we'll do that for the next few months right up to the draft.
Well, I think it's only fitting we're in the hotel right now, because this is where really your scouts who are on the road all season long while you're at home trying to win some games are getting you these reports on these players. You know, talk about them and what those guys are bringing to this process, and the ones, they're really the guys we don't see that much in this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, scouts are the unsung heroes, really, in the true sense of the word. You know, my father was a scout for 50 years in the league, and that's what he did. You know, he evaluated talent. That's what I knew. That's what I grew up when he'd bring the old 16 millimeter films home and put them on the wall and at the house, you know, and we'd watch tape together. It's my first love, and I really look forward to this part of the year. I look forward to getting around the scouts, because as a coach, when I see each and every one of them, the first thing I say is a little happier on the road this year, because, you know, those guys are wearing Kansas City Chiefs garb when they're doing all this dirty work, so to speak, and on the road the majority of the time. So when we're able to bring home some wins and they're watching in whatever sports bar, wherever they are on that particular day, which I can visualize very clearly, you know, because I've done it. You know, you're looking forward to Sunday. You've worked all week as a scout. You might be, you know, in Kentucky, you might be in Florida, you might be in Texas, but you're scouting out your sports bar so that come Sunday you can watch your team that you're working so hard to try to find players for, and it's your time or your day to really kind of see the guys that you've put so much work into out there on the field performing. So I'm just happy as the head coach that we're able to get some wins for these scouts, you know, while they're on the road.
Well, you personally coming to Mobile, the last 2 years, you've been the head coach, as you said, as the head coach, where before, I'm sure you've been here, what, 15, 16, 17, close to 20 years coming to Mobile. How different is it now that you're at that head coach level than when you came here as an assistant coach, and maybe probably with your father somehow, I'd imagine?
Yeah, no, I can remember coming here even before I was working for anybody other than just hanging around my father and watching him do his job. But you know, it's, as a head coach, it's just a little harder to get in and out of the stadium. You know, more people know you, recognize you. As an assistant or a scout, you could get in and out pretty easy.
Do you remember watching Dexter McCluster, Javier Arenas, and Cam Sheffield at last year's Senior Bowl? I mean, those are guys that played in this event that we ended up drafting last April.
Yeah, again, I think that the great thing is we've got a really good group of scouts that do tremendous work all year, and they're excited to see us because really it is the scouting staff and the coaching staff coming together single-mindedly, if you will, on the types of players that we want. So, you know, when we get here, the scouts are, each one's assigned to a position group, and then they'll hang around with that position coach and kind of fill them in, get them up to speed on these guys. So For me as the head coach, I'm just trying to get a big picture view of everybody, but I clearly remember those guys you talked about, and as you're sitting here and you're watching practice, you don't know a whole bunch other than what you've seen on TV a couple weeks, but guys stand out, and those three definitely stood out.